Trample. RR1.
Oh, interesting.
Love it. All right, so here we go. Joe Bernal on the left, and Brad
Starts with our Slith Firewalker
on the right. Yeah, and there's turn 1 Stormcrook Noble from Joe, and we were talking earlier about how on turn 1 that's like Slith Firewalker. Gets in on turn 2, gets a counter, and plus it has that human's ability to make sure it can't be blocked.
Yeah, so, this is round 3 of the SCG Open. I'm Brad Nelson.
And I'm Gavin Verhey.
The Brad Nelson.
Yeah, you gotta capitalize it. And there's a
Shrine. Oh, that is a good start for Joe.
Yeah, turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Shrine, and that's just and Brad doesn't even have any play. No Sphere of the Suns. And does Brad have Sphere? No, he doesn't. I'm really surprised there aren't more spheres in these Solar Flare lists.
Yeah, I think they're really, really good.
I would for sure be doing that if I could.
And how many lands does he run? He runs 12. 15,
better be 26. 15. And he's playing Ghost Quarter. That's so greedy.
Yeah, 26.
I tried building that deck, and Joe Sir's in here.
Chandra's Phoenix.
Going to Doomblade that, but the Phoenix still gets in. I tried building that deck, and like if you ever draw bad mana, it's really rough. I couldn't afford to play any Ghost Quarter. Plus, Ghost Quarter just isn't that good. You can hit like the blue-white lands. You can hit Keswick Wolf Run. But and there's Dark Slick Shores. So Brad's mana working out fine this game. Kicks that.
I mean, his mana's working out fine, but his life total is not.
Yeah, that Phoenix is going to crash in for 2 more this turn, dropping Brad to 15.
There's a Wolf Run. The jig is up. So anytime he draws a green source, he can start.
Yeah, already has a Rootbound Crag's in play.
Is it Rootbound Crag?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Mountain, Rootbound Crag, Wolf Run. And I mean, if you're Joe, you don't even have to cast anything. You're just like, all right, plus 2 my guy, or plus 1 my guy. That's kind of lame. Never mind. Tapping 4, deal 1 extra damage, and you might just get blown out. Not that exciting.
And I mean, you have a Shrine. You'd much rather get all your cards in. All right, Forbidden Alchemy, end of turn. We're going to Impulse.
All right, so this is a neat little Impulse, because not only do you get a card, but they all go into your graveyard, which is perfect for the Solar Flare
what was
strategy.
That blue card?
I think you saw Unburial Rites.
Double?
Yeah, double Rites and Phantasmal Image.
And he took Liliana.
Took Liliana. A wise choice. Liliana can be quite a beating against the red decks. So making them discard a card is pretty relevant.
Yeah, if you come down before they have this type of board.
Right. Now it's kind of awkward. You're like, play it, -2, kill your Chandra's Phoenix.
I don't think that's the play.
But there are 2 Unburial Rites in Brad's graveyard now. He could try and get something going. Are you just going to pass back? Is that no land?
No, he made his land drop.
He did make his land drop.
Yeah, Joe won first.
Okay.
He has a Snapcaster Mage for Doomblade.
All right. And there's Snapcaster Mage. Going to snap back that Doomblade. Not to be confused with Snapback.
Snap. My Snapback.
All right. And Phoenix goes down, but I'm sure it'll be back before you know it.
Yeah, end of turn. Going to deal 5. Yeah. 5 to the head to get my Chandra back.
It's Innistrad Shrapnel Blast.
Yeah.
And yep.
Creature dies, deal 5.
Yeah.
And Geist Flame Mew.
Geist Flame Mew, and the Shrine kicks up to 6.
Or maybe, yeah, Geist Flame Mew. Oh no, it was... I don't understand what's going on.
But that was on Joe's turn.
Why would he... Oh...
Because Joe attacked, Brad went for Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, true, yeah. Deal the 5. Alright. Wow, that was bad of me.
So now Brad's trying to figure out, is Liliana? Is that his choice? Yep, Liliana comes down. And gonna -2, I would guess. I mean, seems like making him discard Chandra's Phoenix isn't that exciting.
Yeah. I mean, getting rid of cards is pretty exciting.
There's a Sun Titan in Brad's hand, and we know Brad has that Phantasmal Image in his graveyard.
Oh, I think I can see discarding, put in Sun Titan in the graveyard, and then make sure that you get it next turn.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Yep.
Joe discards that Phoenix, but Sun Titan goes to the graveyard for Brad, and that means the Unburial Rites will kick it back out, and it's very reminiscent of the Solar Flare strategy, except this time Zombify doesn't have to be in the hand. Unburial Rites just sits in your graveyard. Counts for modern day inflation. But that Shrine's at 7, so Brad Manestar is in a rough spot.
Well, I mean, next turn, Brad can tick up his Liliana if it survived this turn, discard a Phantasmal Image, and make 3 Phantasmal Image to race, or 3 Sun Titans. I don't know if that'll race this, but
It depends if Joe has. If Joe
Has an answer to his Phoenix.
Well, he made him discard the Phoenix, but Joe has
yeah.
a Geist Flame in his graveyard, and if he flashes back the Geist Flame, that brings Brad to 9. That'll kick up the Shrine to 9 counters by the time that Brad could attack.
So Brad needs to find an Oblivion Ring, which he only has 1. I think these decks should run 4 Oblivion Ring. I don't know. I think the card's insane, especially when you're running 4 Sun Titans and Lilianas. Like you get to like recur a removal spell, and so you can discard Oblivion Rings to Liliana. Plus, it's an answer to Liliana.
It's hard because there's this balance between Snapcaster Mage and Sun Titan. Like you want to be able to Sun Titan back your Oblivion Rings, but you want instants and sorceries so you can Snapcaster Mage.
I think if I'm playing this deck, I'm just not playing Snapcaster Mage.
Okay.
That's the thing that I would be doing.
Just too much work, too little reward.
Yeah. Well, and I want to play Oblivion Ring because it's so insane with Sun Titan. Because like these shrines are relevant cards, and Oblivion Ring's an answer to them, and it's an answer to other Oblivion Rings.
And Planeswalkers that they play Liliana.
Pretty much any non-land permanent.
So Joe plays Grim Lobmancer, which is another nice one to have there, and that'll definitely make sure that shrine is lethal. I mean, or not the shrine alone, but I mean the shrine can kick in for a 9 next turn, plus the Grim Lobmancer for +2. That's 11. It's higher than Brad Manestar's life total. See if Brad finds a play.
It's a tough one to find. I mean, you get
hard to
around.
find something that isn't there.
Yeah. I mean, so I think Brad is probably going to. Children and Elish Norn both seem very slow for this matchup.
I would take both those out.
Yeah.
I don't like playing those. I think you just go with Sun Titan. Like I don't think you need to fool around with extra stuff. In my build, you can read about it on Monday. But in my build, I had some sideboard like stuff you could bring. Like Elish Norn's good against the humans deck. I had a 1 Ginger Taxus for like the blue black mirrors. But in the main deck, I just don't think you want to fool around with that. Yeah, and their Brad packs them up. Yeah. They just clog up your hand, which is like you don't want them in certain matchups. So.
Yeah, and so I mean, but he does have 3 timely reinforcements, 2 flash freezes, and like a Doomblade to bring in. I mean, even Stony Silence, I don't think that's a great answer, but I think like Stony Silence, like I could see running 1 main deck Stony Silence in this format as just like a Miser card because it's almost good against every other deck, right? Like I mean, that's just an interesting thought, but like there's a lot of decks that have these artifacts that like.
So I mean, I'm trying to think. There's swords.
Like you run 1 Divine Offering in the main deck.
What if that offering was just Stony Silence instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can't catch them by surprise.
You have swords. You have Birthing Pod. You have Shrine. You have a ton of cards that like it shuts down.
Shuts down Nihil Spellbomb in case they try and go for your graveyard.
Yeah.
Let's see.
My favorite thing about Graveyard Hate at the beginning of a format like this. All the Graveyard Hate is in the decks running stuff with their graveyard. They always are prepared. They're like, I'm running cards in my graveyard. I need to have.
So other
for
people
theirs.
will be doing this too, right? Let's look at Joe Bernal's sideboard here. He's got 3 Blasphemous Act, which is a sweet card, but not for this matchup. 3 Ancient Grudge. I doubt those will come in. 3 Arc Trail. Doubt those will come in. 2 Traitorous Blood. Probably not going to come in. 2 Tree of Redemption. Joe's got lots of new hits here, but I don't think the trees are going to come in either. Beast Within, I think, is something that we could definitely see.
Yeah, I could definitely see a Beast Within.
So the 1 Beast Within, and I don't think that last Garrick Relentless is going to make an appearance.
No.
You said, I think a 2/2 Wolf every turn before mana is just a little too slow. So really the only thing I think we're going to see from Joe here is that 1 Beast Within.
Yeah.
And
well, Traitor's Blood might be interesting.
I mean, if your opponent plays a Sun Titan and recurs like Phantasmal Image, I don't know, doesn't seem that.
You guys playing the image and you Sun Titan kill him?
Sure, in this world.
In this world?
In this world. Brad Nelson Players of the Year world. And I think it would probably take out a Garrick. I think Garrick is pretty weak in this matchup. I want to see Garrick in action, but unfortunately not so strong here.
It doesn't.
Looking from Brad, not Player of the Year, Brad's side of the board. I think Time of Reinforcements is an obvious choice.
Yeah, Flash Freeze.
Flash Freeze.
Doomblade,
like you said. What do you think about that Day of Judgment?
It could probably come in, but I don't really like Day of Judgments in these kind of matchups. Like, you already run a decent amount of spot removal. That you want a Day of Judgment decks like Birthing Pod and Humans and decks that swarm, but like Mono Red is not a swarm deck. It has a couple creatures. I would much rather like 1 for 1. Like Day of Judgment, you're not going to gain much value. Those creatures are going to deal a bunch of damage anyway. Oh, it's interesting. I didn't even think about it. This mono red deck doesn't have Koth. How is Grook better than Koth?
Because it's new.
Because it's new.
It's pretty sweet.
Why not run both Planeswalkers? Like, Koth is the reason to play mono red. In my opinion, maybe it's not as good, but
Can't animate Kessig Wolf run very well.
but you
I don't
can. Well, you have 10 mountains.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like, I mean, there's always the new factor. I wrote an article about this one where it's like, people want to play with the brand new cards. Like, I have these Garrux. Like, it seems sweet. Let's play with these Garrux. May or may not be correct. I'm sure in some matchups it's awesome, but Koth in this matchup would certainly be way better. It's very, very threatening.
Yeah.
So what do you think Brad's going to take out here? We think the Shieldred and the Elishorn for sure. So that's two
Phantasmal Images.
Phantasmal Images?
They're always really bad against mono red. I always take images out against mono red.
Okay.
That's about it, I guess. I mean, the Dismember, I think having a Divine Offering or two is fine, especially that's like the big card that scares you. Yeah. Like,
I don't really know if I like Mana Leak here.
I love Mana Leak in this matchup. Mana Leak and Flash Freezes, they're good.
I mean, once you have 4 Flash Freezes, 1 Negate. Do you really want to have
2 Flash Freezes.
Or sorry, you 4 Mana Leak, 1 Negate.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you really want to have access to 7 counterspells after sideboard?
Well, on the play, I think you want Mana Leak because it stops Shrine. And on the play, counterspells are great. After sideboard, maybe you take those out and you run a little bit more creature removal, but I like myself a Mana Leak. All I know is I keep looking at these deck lists, and I'm like, man, I cannot wait to go home and start playtesting this format more.
All right, so here we are. We're off to the races. It looks like a turn 1 Noble, or is
No, it's the
that's Reckless Wave. That's the flip card.
Yeah, that's the flip guy.
And if that guy flips, he becomes a 3/2. So he's Wild in the Coddle if he flips,
Yeah,
or kind of.
yeah, sure.
Wild.
He deals Wild in the Coddle staffs.
Oh, and he flips.
All right, so we have a 3/2 in play.
Burly.
I mean, it's going to get blocked by Snapcaster if Joe doesn't have any removal.
Yeah, the 2 toughness versus 3 toughness definitely makes a difference.
I'm curious if that's what you're going to do. Why wouldn't you just play the Snapcaster Mage during your turn and not let the card flip? Because then, even if he sends it in, you still make the trade, but like a shock isn't going to you lose less life if that's the play you're going to make. It's kind of like a weird like use a removal spell on your turn. Like, sure, he's not going to know it's coming, but it's not going to change his decisions at all.
Do you think he would not attack then with this wave?
Why not? It's still going to be the same thing, right?
Well, unless he draws a removal spell to kill it.
But he'd still be able to kill it. Oh, you mean wait for a couple
Yeah,
turns?
like wait a couple turns. Eventually it'll flip, then he can like removal spells guy.
I don't know. It seems interesting.
All right, so Joe has another wave down, flipped over. Brad plays his 4th land, and there's timely reinforcements. So good.
It wasn't really that timely, just was really good.
Yeah. As usual, up to 23 life, 3 soldier tokens.
Every Modern player, when they see Timely Force, just sighs and goes, all right, more stuff to do.
Well, first you do the Hero of Oxid Ridge check, and then it's like, man. If you have the hero, it's like, yes, I got it. You can always tell when they have the hero, because they just get so excited.
Joe's like, I got some sweet tokens. All right, guys, flame 1.
I guess it's not an unreasonable way to deal with timely reinforcements. Like, if he has a 4th land here, Brad can effectively double block.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have the 4th land? I thought I saw a mountain. Yeah, there we go. There's the mountain. And then probably just serving with the wave. If he's going to double block, you're going to have to spend your turn dealing with it. But and it's probably just what you have to do. Alright. And, he just taps 1.
And he has another guy's flame, and then he's going to play another spell.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
What did he just do?
So he Geist Flame.
Oh, and he gave it Trample.
Gave it Trample.
To deal 2 damage.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
If you play another spell, Werewolf would flip, so that's a little dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But the Castle Wolf Run allows you to just,
Yeah,
I guess it's 3 mana, essentially 3 mana Trample.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Just a way to get in a couple extra points here and there. Get behind that. And down comes a mountain for Joe Bernal. Now, if Joe wants, he can serve in for 5 if he taps all of his lands here, but he might want to keep some of his options open. Brad passed with 4 up, so yeah, there's Chandra's Phoenix.
Dun dun dun. Brad's sitting there with what looks to be a Revoke Existence in his hand.
Not
2 lands.
Not so
yeah, it's a
exciting.
Revoke and a Sun Titan.
No, and Brad just takes the damage. Now, is Sunny going to come down this turn?
I mean, Sunny has to come down.
And this would be the time where that Traitorous Blood would be a really strong choice. See if I don't think Joe has it, but Brad has nothing to return. Yeah. All right. He has Snapcaster Mage, right?
No, that was last game. Oh no, he does have a Snapcaster Mage.
Did he just not return a Snapcaster?
He just didn't return a Snapcaster Mage.
He just played a Sun Titan because Sun Titans are sweet.
I mean, he's thinking the 6/6, and he doesn't have give anything sweet to bring back.
Right. I mean, it doesn't really look like it does, but yeah, I could.
Ooh, maybe he doesn't want to. I can see him not wanting to.
So he could rebuy his Timely Reinforcements next turn? Maybe. But if you don't bring back... But it seems like if you stop him from attacking this turn... I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. Oh, wow, he has it. Steals the Sun Titan. Now I bet he wish he brought back his Snapcaster Mage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Bring back my guy.
Bring back my guy. Brad Manestar.
Look at how fast Joe's doing that. He's just doing it so crisply. Like, he has definitely threatened a Sun Titan before.
Threatening Titan's always a good time. Alright, so now Brad's got his Sun Titan back. He could serve and get back Snapcaster, rebuy that Timely.
Yep. But then there's a really, really scary Chandra's Phoenix sitting there with the Wolf Run.
Yeah, that Wolf Run plus Chandra's Phoenix
is a 2-turn clock. Not many answers. None in Brad's hand. He has the top deck. Brings back his Timely Forces, gets some tokens.
And some life. Some much needed life. Yeah, and that should flip his Werewolf back over also.
Yeah. I like how everyone does it at EOT even though it's upkeep. But we all do it at EOT. That's what I saw at the pre-release. Everyone just does it at EOT.
Well, that's when it makes sense, I guess. Which were the 2 spells played last turn?
Timely and Snap. No, it was just Timely.
Yeah, because Snapcaster Mage was brought back by Sun Titan.
Yeah, it was just Timely. I think the judge is happening right now.
Yeah, it shouldn't be flipped then. I mean, it seems like he played Snapcaster Mage, but
no, just tanking. Yeah, it shouldn't be flipped.
Unless we miss them flashing back a Geist Flame or something? I don't think we did, right?
No.
We're informing them right now.
Yeah, they're already doing it.
Okay, yeah. All right, they got it. For a second, I was like, oh yeah, 2 spells. Then I was like, wait, one of those was not a spell. So I mean, it's easy to make that mistake, but.
All right, so I mean, Joe can just send for 6, and I guess he's scared. Obviously, he's scared that Brad actually has a removal spell. I think he's going to come to that conclusion.
I mean, but how many lines do you have,
Yeah, exactly. You don't have enough lines. Like, you just...
You're going to Ghost Quarter the Wolf Run.
But he has 2.
Whoa, wait. That just gives him an extra...
Yeah, it gives him an extra
mana, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, that resolves. Oh, I mean, then I guess he can Ghost Quarter it back next turn. I wouldn't have done it now, though, because this will just give him an extra mana on his Wolf Run. But Brad can bring back with the Sun Titan next turn, knocking away the other Wolf Run, which is certainly very valuable. But it will deal an extra point to Brad because of the way he played it. The way it works is just floating mana in response, where if Brad had done it in his end step, that would land already be tapped.
So he's taking an extra damage. So he's going to take
presumably
7 instead of 6. If he Fire Breathes everything.
Which I imagine he will. Especially after Brad does that. Like, you have to imagine he's like, oh, well, I have to deal with those Wolf Runs. Alright, yep, and...
Yeah, swings for 7.
And pump up that Phoenix. And to the skies. Just drop Brad down to 4 life.
Alright, so the other werewolf should flip, correct? There's no spell was actually played.
Yeah, and they're flipping it right now.
Flipping it.
Yeah, you gotta watch those triggers. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Alright. How do you feel about...
What do you do, like, honestly, what do you do with these flip cards? Like, if your opponent has a card that's been transformed, and they don't turn it back when you play 2 spells, you have to call a judge every time, right? Because these people, like, the theory is you could be nice and just say, oh, you have to flip, and they're like, yeah. But then, like, what if that person does that all tournament? Like,
Right.
to keep the integrity of the tournament? Like, that's an interesting thing about these flip cards that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is, like, judge calls. Because, like, it's a really kind of mundane, like, yeah, judge, he has to flip that, he didn't do it, here's a warning. And it just kind of sucks to give people these. But, like, they have to learn, and somebody might be abusing the rules. So I think you have to, right? Do you just call, like,
Well,
I didn't at the pre-release, obviously, because we're at a
Real
pre-release.
fast, I just want to say he cast Forbidden Alchemy.
Sorry.
Yeah, they picked up Doomblade. I think. I think what the correct thing to do is just always point it out whenever it happens. But if you both miss it, then I would instantly call a judge.
Oh, not even both miss it. They just miss it.
And I should be. As my opponent, it's partially my responsibility to point it out in the
Yeah.
upkeep, because otherwise I get a warning too.
True.
So, it's both players' responsibility to maintain the game state, and if your opponent has something going on that shouldn't, you have to call a judge. All right, and puts those waves back into the graveyard after that exchange. Joe untaps. And Sun Titan is down, traded with the waves. So his Keswick Wolf Run is gone because it rebought the Ghost Quarter, killed off the Wolf Run. But Chandra's Phoenix still can serve over for 2, which will have Brad's life total. If Joe has a way to deal 2 points of damage, he could win them right here.
Well, it's kind of scary because even a Doomblade on this Phoenix, but we have those Geist Flames on the side in the graveyard that just bring them back. And so we're in just a race situation
Is that
right
a
now.
Snapcaster Mage?
No, it was just a Doomblade from his hand. So Chandra Phoenix is going to go down. I don't know what's in Joe's hand, but I could really see the play just being like Geist Flame played the Phoenix to block the tokens. Oh, no, a Grook. All right, we're going to see Grook, and the board has a bunch of creatures.
All right, well, do you just fight a... Oh, no. All right. I was going to say, I don't think you fight here.
No, you don't fight. You just make a guy.
And... Let's see. All right. Land comes down for Brad Manestar. And looks like Brad's hand is still just that only revoke existence,
Yeah.
not doing a whole lot.
All right, so just tanking from Brad, trying to figure out how to get out of this. And I really don't know how you do. I mean, you don't just send everyone at... I guess you can't send everyone at Grook. He just takes it and sends for 2. Such a rough game.
Let's see. Alright, so I think that's another Geist Flame for Joe Bernal. And down goes that Wolf Run. Or, is that Chandra's Phoenix or Geist Flame? I think it's Geist Flame.
Yeah, he has multiples. Well, in his hand, it's a Shadow's Phoenix. Yeah, he Geist Flame and brings it back.
Yeah, okay.
How much does Geist Flame cost? Oh, he had one in his hand, but how much does it cost flashback? 4, right? All right, Grim Lavamancer off the top, but...
Now you just play the Chandra's Phoenix serve. If it connects, you just flashback or maybe you flashback next turn. But either way, I think you just run out the Phoenix here.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to.
I don't think there's any reason not to. Let's see. Now Joe's the one thinking. His graveyard has 2 Geist Flames? Is that correct?
Yeah, he has 2 Geist Flames in his graveyard. Chandra's Phoenix in hand, plus a Grim Lavamancer.
And there's the Phoenix.
Yeah, this game's pretty much tied up. Brad just doesn't have the answers.
7. Flashback for Bernal. Tapping out the flashback for Bernal to me?
What's he gonna hit?
Is there a free spell that I'm missing?
No, there isn't anything.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, there's nothing there. Alright, and that's that.
Yeah, just gonna flash it back. Last thing I can do to
Make sure I didn't.
You got to do something under the camera.
Yeah, sure. Buy as much time as possible. So Joe Bernal, SCG regular, takes it down 2-0 with his Wolf Run red deck.